welcome everybody to our panel discussion today on youth, the age of becoming. My name is Christian Frost, and I'm the head filmmaker liaison here at Indica Pictures. And we are really excited to have another one of our amazing panel discussions. These have been very successful in the past, and it really gives audience members an opportunity to talk, listen to the amazing filmmakers that we have and the films that we get to actually participate and watch in as part of our festival. And so we have a great lineup this evening. We have a wonderful moderator, or infamous Aparna, who's going to be moderating this panel discussion. So namaste, thank you so much, Aparna, for being here and contributing of your time as well. And we also have with us Pavan, who's actually part of the organization as well. He's done a lot of work and heavy lifting over the years. So we're glad to have him be a part of this panel discussion in terms of just helping us out with some language in case we translation in case we need that. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Aparna, and she's going to go ahead and introduce our filmmakers, and hopefully we'll all have a great discussion. And I look forward to this. So again, I just want to thank everyone for being here from an organizational standpoint. Thank you to filmmakers for both of you being joining us this morning as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Christian. And it's really very nice to have this discussion. These are the focus would be on short films which have a theme similar, all three of them. And we have today Bijou Thaangjam. I hope I've pronounced it correctly, Bijou. Yeah, he's an welcome today to today's discussion. He's an Indian actor, lyricist, art director, chef, and entrepreneur. And I think all these aspects come through in his beautiful film, The Taste of Dreams, where a young man defies societal norms and his father's expectations by running a Japanese theme-inspired small restaurant with his mother's recipes. Such a beautiful, touching film. You've had other films as an actor under your belt, very famous films. And we would love to also know about how the same themes were depicted in the other films too, Vijay. And we also have two other directors. We will wait for one of them. But we have with us also All Water is Holy Water, a Kannada film which is directed by Yashiva Malligar. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a South Indian language film, and it depicts the need of a young man to belong and be accepted in the family that he's working with, a grandmother figure lady. And we would like you to talk about how the sense of identity and belonging is expressed through your film. Pavanji will start the discussion with the film All Water is Holy Water. Pavanji, would you like to ask this question?
Yeah, Namaste, Yashiva and Bijou. My name is Pavan. I'm with Indic Films for the last 5 years since the starting of the festival. This is the 6th year, and I have done programming work, which means I have watched and reviewed all 5 years put together about 1,000 films. I would like to think before we have screened them and sent them to the next level of judging, who is our panel of judges over the years. I'm also an independent filmmaker. I live in Los Angeles. I watched All Water. Yashiva, first of all, congratulations on the film.
Thank you, sir.
I watched it, and it's a very endearing film. Nimige Kannada, if it is better, then I can speak to you in Kannada. If English is better, I can ask you in English. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಷ್ಟ, ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಇದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಹೇಳಿ. So that way, either way we can work. ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. I think
Yeah,
ನಾನು
even
ಮಾಡೋ
even I'm okay with the Kannada. Namdu Kannada just
ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ,
ಓ ಸೂಪರ್
ದಟ್ ಇಸ್
ಸರ್.
that's good to know. That makes it easier. I
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ
also
ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ
ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು, ನಿಮಗೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ, ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಕನ್ನಡ
ಇವತ್ತು
ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಟು
ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ
ಆಲ್.
ಕನ್ನಡ. ಎಸ್, ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ನಾವೊಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಆಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೂವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಟನೆನೂ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಅಜ್ಜಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶಿ ಗೇವ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಶಿ ಬ್ರಾಟ್ ಮೀ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್
ಎಸ್.
she had the sense of she gave me the sense of that space. um
ಹ್ಮ್.
ಒಬ್ಬ ನಟಿಯ ನಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಟ ಆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅವರು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಆ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ನೀವಿಬ್ರು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳನ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಜಾಗನ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. We have seen movies which deal with caste, and we have seen films which deal with um, different abilities, physical and mental abilities of people.
ಮೆಂಟಲ್.
ಎರಡೂ ಇದೆ. ಹಾ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೋಕಲ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೆಸೇಜು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಕೇಳೋಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಕೇಳೋದು ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಶೋರ್ ಸರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ದಾಗ, ಯೂಶಲಿ ನನಗಿಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋದು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ್ಗೆ ಬದುಕು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಟು ಲಿವ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರದ್ದು. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋಂಥ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ಗಳು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬದುಕಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಜೀವನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಗಾಳಿ ಬೆಳಕಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವುಗಳು ಒಂದು ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾತಿ ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದು, ಈಗ ಆ ಎರಡೂ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗೂ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ನಮ್ ಜಾತಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮೋರು, ನಮ್ಮನೆ, ನಂದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗ್ ಜೊತೆ ಆಗೋರು ನಮ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರೋ ಪರಿಸರ, ನಮ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರೋ ಜನ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನನಗ್ ಅನ್ಸಿರೋದು ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅವ್ರಿಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಬದುಕು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಬ್ರು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬದುಕಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ನ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನಮ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರೋರು ಒಂದ್ ಕೊಂಡಿ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರು, ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕೊಂಡಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದ್ ಕೊಂಡಿ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರು ನಮಗ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬದುಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಿಲಂ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಟೈಟ್ಲು ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ತೀರ್ಥ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರ ಲೈನ್ ಇದು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವ್ರ ಲೈನ್ ಇದು. ನೀರೆಲ್ಲವೂ ತೀರ್ಥ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೇ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ತರದ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ತರದ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿನೂ ತೀರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದೇ, ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠನೇ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರದ್ದು ಅರ್ಥ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ.
ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ,
ಎಸ್,
ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನನಗೆ ಪೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಲೆಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು ನನಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಏನು? ಈಗ ಈ ಫಿಲ್ಮು ಈ ಥರ ಪೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದೇ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಪರ್ಣಾ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಮಿ ಟು like pivot and we can talk about other things. This is one question I was very curious about for Yashiva. The choice ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟು, ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗು, ಪೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್, ರಿದಮ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತೋರಿಸೋ ಈ ರಿದಮ್ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾರಣಗಳೇನು? ಈಗ ಚಕ ಅಂತಾನು ಓಡಿಸ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು,
ಹೌದು
ಇಲ್ಲ,
ಹೌದು
ಬಟ್
ಹ್ಮ್
ನೀವು ಆ ಆ ಹುಡುಗನ ಸ್ಪಂದನೆಗಳಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಪಂದನೆಗಳಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಐ
ಹ್ಮ್
ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ರೀಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸಸ್. ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ನಂಗೆ ಓಕೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಥೆಗಳು ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಪೇಸಿಂಗ್ ನ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ.
ಹ್ಮ್ ಹ್ಮ್
ಕಥೆಗಳು ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತವೆ.
ಹ್ಮ್
ಈಗ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕತೆ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್, ಆ ಕತೆ ನೋಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಗ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಂದೇ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಟ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು, ಈ ತರ ವೈಡ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಆಂಗಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕತೆಗೆ ಆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಇಡೀ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಉದ್ದೇಶನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹ್ಮ್ ಹ್ಮ್
ಲೈಕ್ ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟು ವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಲೆಂತ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಖಾಲಿತನಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಆ ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಆ ಮನೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಖಾಲಿಯಾಗಿದೆ, ಆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಕೋ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರತಿಧ್ವನಿ ಎಕೋ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Yeah.
ಸೊ ಆ ಎಕೋ ಒಂದು ಖಾಲಿತನನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಹ್ಮ್
ಅಂಡ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ನೋಡುಗರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಳಿಬೇಕದು. ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮಗಿರೋ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗಿರೋ ಇಡೀ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಪರಿಧಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಡೀ ನಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರೇಷನ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ, 360, 2 ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ 360 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ, ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತಿರುಗೋತದ್ದು. ಅವೆರಡು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ನು ಮನೆಗ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವನೇ ಹೇಗ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕನ್ವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ತಟ್ಟೆ, ಅವನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ನ ತಟ್ಟೆ ತೊಳೆಯಕ್ಕಂತ ಆಚೆಯಿಂದ ಬರೋದು, ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅವನು ಬಡಿಸಿರೋ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫುಡ್ ನ ವಾಪಸ್ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೋದು, ಆ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದೇ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಇಡೀ ಆ ಪರಿಸರ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಒಂದೇ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಗೋಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತಂದು ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಅದೇ ನನಗನ್ಸೋದು ಕತೆಗಳು ಅದ್ರದೇ ಆದಂತ ಪೇಸ್ ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ತರದ್ದು ಕತೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಸ್ಲೋ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ತರದ್ದೊಂದು ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅದು ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಸರ್.
ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ನೀವು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು, ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು ಆ ಜಾಗ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೊನೆವರೆಗೂ ವೈಡ್ಸಲ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ, ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈ ಹಿಡಿದಾಗ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರಿ, ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು ನನಗೆ. ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದು, ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೈನ್ಡ್. ಥರಲಿ
ಅದೇ ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನ ಅವ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅವನ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವನನ್ನ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋತರ. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೇನ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಅದು ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಗೋಡೆ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಮ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಆಚೆ ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಓಪನ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಆಚೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕೈ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅವನನ್ನ ತೊಡೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಲಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ.
Can we
That's a
ask
great choice.
Bijou a question? Sorry to interrupt,
Yes.
so that
Yeah.
he can
Yeah.
contribute to the. You're on mute, Bijou.
Yeah. Hi.
Namaste, and thank you so much, Shiva Garu, for sharing your thoughts and such a lovely film. We will just speak to our other director who's here. This is his directorial debut and such a wonderful film. Could you tell us about how did you choose the film is very focused and the scene is set in one place, essentially in the place where the van where the food is being cooked. So your previous experience has been in very large throw films where lot of landscape and lot of story is covered in longer versions. Very famous national films, including on our national sports champion Marico. So could you tell us how does this film situate in the Northeast film genre, Bijou? How does
See, the
it
thing,
depict the
yeah.
Northeast sentiment?
So there is a political issue that's been happening in Manipur since the May of 2023. So a lot of because of it's everything is polarized in Manipur because of the situation we can't cross from the valley to the hills and hills to the valley. So because of that, a lot of things has been affected mentally towards the youth. So and again there is a new sense of more like a homecoming towards the youth that who has been staying outside the state of Manipur. They wanted to something contribute towards the society, maybe in the terms of the revenue, or maybe they don't want to wait for the government job. They want to come out and do something for the society to rebuild it again. It's more about resilience. They want to show the resilience of the youth. So what happened is that in that situation, I was making a feature film. I was involved in a film where I met a young boy who came for audition, and he happens to be like when I asked a bit of the background about him, he's saying that he runs a food truck. He runs a food truck because he don't want to wait for the government job to open up, and because he just want to help his parents and he want to help himself too. So he's more into the anime, Japanese style. He loves that. I was like, it's very inspiring because nowadays, in the early 20s, what we do is that even in my time, I never thought about that kind of thing because these youngsters they are ready to rebuild the Manipur which has been broken. They want to contribute something in their own way. Some people take up arms. Some go out towards the border and they try to uh, fight for the money pool. But some goes in the intellectual way. But these youngsters, instead of that, they want to do something to rebuild, to give jobs to the people, to sustain, you know. And it was very inspiring. And I visited him in his food truck. And it happens that a lot of the youngsters, and again, a lot of people, it's something new in the Imphal area because it's again a selfie point now. It's a Japanese style, it's very new. So, so that's the thing, that's the inspiration. And in fact, that is the same food truck, and that is the same boy who I casted in that film, and he is the one who runs the food truck. And in fact, I wrote the entire story based on his life itself. So I have not had any actor for the main protagonist. He is the same guy. He is the same one. He is the same food truck that he runs. So it's and again I thought through this film, if I could tell the stories about our youth of Manipur, the resilience, not only that I wanted to promote his food truck also.
Hmm.
Hence I keep it in the same particular area so that after seeing this, after watching this film, if people can recognize that food truck, they can go and buy and eat from that food truck. So that I wanted to register that particular area so that people can know. So hence I choose only that one location.
Fantastic. That's so generous of you also to do as a filmmaker. And what about the use of music video? I have, the Northeast prides itself. Almost every family has a musician in them, or almost everyone plays music. So, Northeast films, Northeast culture has a lot of, even though, the instruments they may be using, some of it is westernized, the guitar being the most popular. But what role does music play in your films?
See, this guy, the one who runs, he loves to play guitar. And I don't want to jumble up everything in the entire film that he comes out and play guitars involved. So I wanted, the string that he often, whenever he feels bored in middle of the night or whenever he want to brainstorm himself, what kind of a menu that he want to put, So what he do is that in real life, he play guitars. He goes up to his terrace and play guitars. So I thought, to give the personal touch of himself itself in the film, I use only on the guitar string, just from the use of instrument. I could have taken my the local instrument also, indigenous pena and all, but I thought that's I don't want to do that because I want to put a it should be a bit of a story that tells the inspiration from this guy that came out. And again, it also tells the story about the youth and the youngsters. If I try to put the indigenous way, it's gonna drift it away from somewhere. And again, when we composed the music, I wanted to bring in a bit of a Japanese touch also because as it is a Japanese food, so I collaborate with this guy called Raju Mutum. He comes up with amazing tracks, and I thought, and again, and it's very simple also. It's simple to the ear also. Like when you listen the track, it's easy. It's easy to remember and it's easy to register, and yet it doesn't take away the essence of the storytelling. So I wanted to use that particular thing.
Pavanji, would you like to ask them about as a filmmaker, you said you curated the long version films. So
Yeah.
in when you put the two side by side, how difficult it is to capture an idea in 14 to 20 minutes vis-a-vis a 2.5 hour film.
Yeah, I believe everyone's experience is different. Mine, I have only done films which are timed. There is a restriction or there is a rule given by the film festival, and it is 10 minutes or 17 minutes or 20 minutes. And most of my shorts, which are for film festivals, they come with a time limit, you know. So the material scales to the time, really. You cannot tell a very long form story in a short time justifiably. And it depends on the kathavastu. It's I could want to say something, I'm able to say it in 9 minutes to 11 minutes. So difficulty wise, filmmaking itself as a love of labor, it is not different between these two forms. The pre-production, production, and the post-production, it's the same sweat and blood that goes into it. I have edited a film for 4 months. I have edited a film for 30 days. And, so I would like to know from, since this is an open discussion, how others have felt with this. But my short answer is it really depends on the subject matter that we choose for a certain film festival. I cannot, and it also depends on the person's influences and growing up and what they have seen and the taste and the judgment and the exposure to the medium as such. Like how Shiva has understood the medium and how Bijou has understood the medium and how I see the medium, maybe three very different ways. But it's a communication tool at the end of the day. It's an expression medium. Um, I would say if I have to do a 1 hour feature, I would be the same filmmaker as I would have to do a 10-minute short, psychologically and from the point of view of the love for the medium. I don't think there is a difference. That it's like saying acting in film and acting in theater. There are different stages, but acting itself is almost the same for both. So filmmaking, I think, is more a matter of ability than talent in my mind. In my opinion, it is, can you, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ. ದ್ಯಾನ್ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲೆ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಅದರ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತಲೂ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಸಿನಿಮಾಟೋಗ್ರಫರ್ಸ್, ಎಡಿಟರ್ಸ್, ಪುಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ಕೊಲಾಬ್ರೇಟರ್ಸ್, ಆ ವೈಡ್ ಇಟ್ಟು ಆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಡು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಟು ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ರೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಐ ಫೀಲ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಅಪರ್ಣ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ಸ್, ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್. ಏನಂತೀರಾ? ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಐ leave it to, I'll open it up to Bijou and Shiva. Maybe Bijou, you can go first.
Yeah, see, I've been, I started with the big production houses with a big project of big budget and all, and coming down here and trying to create something that is again to tell the story within like a time limit of like under 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it was very challenging because it's something new to me, and it's, whatever the story, whatever the thing that I wanted to tell in that particular time, the first thing is that it took me so much time to write that particular concept.
Correct.
Because I was, to tell one particular subject, I was
We're kind of losing out on Bijou a little bit here.
subject in within that
Yeah.
10 minutes or 15 minutes. It was, it making the film, it was easier later, but to write that subject, it took
I
me
see.
a
I
lot
see.
of time. Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, actually, I shot the film just on 2 days because as we were shooting in one location only, so I shot the film in 2 days. But it took me nearly 45 days to
Okay.
prep about that film because it was tough. I have, and this is my first time to make such kind of a stories in such time duration. So it was tough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tough. Shiva?
ಯಾ ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಲಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಅದನ್ನ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಏನು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ, ನಾವು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಇಂದಾನು ಬಂದಿದೀವಿ, ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೈವ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೆಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಅವೆರಡೂನು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ.
ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿ.
ಸೊ ಅದು ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಸನಲಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೀ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲವ್ ಇಂದ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಲಾಬ್ರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕರ್ಸೋಂತ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ನಾವು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಏನು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಂಬೇಕು. ಯಾ ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾದಾಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಈ ಕಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಕಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋವಾಗ ಅವರು, ನಾವು ಪ್ರೀ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆ ನಂಬಿಕೆನ ತರಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
The third film that we were supposed to discuss and the director was supposed to join us, it is called Basanti Tailors. It is set in Uttarakhand, and it's about a elderly grandmother tailor who sits in, the landscape was beautiful. You have the Himalayas as background, and she has this very small shop, and almost I don't know who would come and get things stitched by her, but you have another city lady coming there, and she wants to give all her old clothes and they want to introduce the concept of recycling. So, like Pavan said, what we grow up with and what experiences we are exposed to actually gives shape to our ideas, maybe as filmmakers or as writers. So, what the city lady saw as recycling and what the tailor in Uttarakhand saw as recycling was captured so beautifully, because the city tailor brings stone bed sheets and she gives this to this grandmother, and one scene the grandmother is saying, bed sheet se bed sheet banana hai. Actually, it was like so odd for her, to cut up all kinds of bed sheets and make a fresh bed sheet. But
Yeah.
yeah, her granddaughter wanted a t-shirt which belonged to that rich lady because she liked that t-shirt very much. But they didn't know how to take just that t-shirt because, it was like what is not valuable to a city person, is so valuable to somebody who's living in a different place and had different experiences. Was beautifully captured. So as a filmmaker, I guess, it's not just techniques, it's not what we learn in college in filmmaking, it's not even the training like Pavanji says, but sometimes what we feel for. And the theme for this discussion was, about identity and becoming, the youth having that sense of contributing and becoming valuable assets to society. I think it's more brought out very beautifully in all three films, Pavan.
Yeah, and as a filmmaker, I believe one has to decide if they're making a film for the sake of making a film, or do they have something to say, right?
I agree with that. Can I cut it in the middle and say,
Yeah, of
can I,
course.
when I was making the Tales of the Dream, the thing is that I wanted to make it in a zero budget, like, all in collaboration. So all the team, I hire, I don't hire actually. I call out for while I was setting up the team, I call out, and all the team members that I have is a student of mass communication from Manipur University. So it's also their first time. So I wanted to show that in this era, filmmaking is that filmmaking, your writing, whatever it is, you become writer when you start writing. You
Mhm.
become filmmaker when you start making film. So the Days of the Dream itself, the title, it's metaphor towards the kind of a dreams that we want to make, we want to pursue. You just need to start. You just need
Correct.
to start on it. So hence I wanted to prove to the people, the youth of Manipur itself, that you don't need to wait for a bigger production house, or studios, or financials to start making your film. So you see myself, I come from a place where I talk about in the crores of filmmaking, and here I want to prove to you that even without a single penny, you with a proper collaboration, with a way, you can still make a film. So that's the Face of Dreams. My entire team actually are all newbies and all students of mass community.
Hmm.
Fantastic.
I think the plurality of it has come out in all the films that we have seen this time in Indica, and the themes have been unanimously plural and positive, from India being at the focal point of things. And I'm very glad to see that, because we have matured as a film festival also for the last 5 years in keeping that mandate and adhering to that and holding that line, but because we get a lot of films that are not in that theme, and we have not so yes, it is amazing to bring together young filmmakers and filmmakers of all cross sections of society, trying to tell stories that are important to them. And to Biju's point, the more local a story is, the more we've heard this. I mean, I'm right now repeating you what you may have heard a lot of times. The more local the story is, and same case with Shiva's picture too, the more global it becomes, and it is actually, right? The more localized your story is, the more important to you it is for what it means to you, the more the global audiences will appreciate, like, and respect that. I think to that effect, we have been able to list some really good films on the slate here. So yeah, that's my take. I think with both Shiva and Bijou, I feel Yashiva and Bijou, I feel we have we have the heart in the right place in these films. You know, um, so yeah, that's just me reflecting on the thematics of both these films that we saw.
Thank you so much. I think we've had around half an hour of very
Okay.
beautiful, meaningful discussion. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your thoughts. And I'm pretty sure that both your films will go very far. Already they are winning accolades and awards. So all the very best. And thank you, Pavanji, also for helping me with this session.
Yeah, it's great to meet you, and Biju, Yashiva, and Aparna. This is been a great discussion for me. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Pawan, sir. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Aparna, ma'am. Thank you, Bijou, bro. Thank you.
ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು, ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇದೇ ತರ ನೀವು ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೀನಿ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾರೈಕೆನ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ.
Lastly, I want to share that it's so good to hear and in the conversation in Kannada, because I love Kannada, and in fact, my last film that got released was a Kannada film. I made the film in Karnataka in Bangalore.
Very nice.
So,
Very nice. I have made films only in Kannada, and I have done plays only in Kannada.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't write in any other language at this point. So yeah. It's good to be with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely
Yeah.
that language is uniting us. I mean, all of us are from different parts, but
Parts of
because the Indica Film Fest is all about positivity and positive filmmaking and positive emotions. Thank you.
Yes.
Have
Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.